really chilling. So I don't mind that. Now, the old Jay-Z, if he said that, I would have a problem with that. Right? Because you rapped with Biggie Smalls when Tupac was on top. I would have a problem with that. But right now, he enjoying this stuff. I mean, man, kids, come on, man.
I'll agree with it. On the outside and on the inside looking out, on the outside looking in, I'll agree with it only because I'm like, Drake did so much for hip-hop and for music from 2008 until whatever end date y'all have for Drake, depending on if y'all think Drake was ended. And then I feel like the backlash that Drake got, Drake being one of the cornerstones over the last 12 to 15 years, based upon how Kendrick did him, I'm like, did that help advance hip-hop? Did that help advance a music icon of the last 15 years? Like, so that to me is where I'm like, 'cause if you listen to the whole Jay was talking about, it had a lot to do with where we are with social media and whatnot. Yep. Because now everybody piling on Instagram, on Twitter, on all these things. It's not just like the battle starts and stops with the battle. Now it's everybody on social media saying, man, Drake weak, Drake not this, Drake not that, Drake not this, Drake not that. And everybody's saying what Drake isn't as opposed to everything that Drake is. And now all the hits and all the songs and all the summer classics, everything that Drake actually has done is now to some degree been making a mockery of in perpetuity. So to me, that's where Jay, if you listen to that kind of the full context,
and I heard what you're saying, and I guess what Jay-Z said, but like, hip-hop is not a friendly game, though, right? It's competitive. It's one king on top. How this whole thing started was supposed to be three kings.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's supposed to be Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
Right.
And, Kendrick felt otherwise. And he spoke on it. And this one thing I did like about the battle is that Kendrick put everything back into perspective. Drake is dope, though. Dope lyricist, one of the best artists of all time. That's not true. Man, you can't finish with the culture. If you go back to the first time you ever heard Drake, not even rap.
The Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started.
That's the middle of the ourselves. And we went.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Burks. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Ducks offense will go to work first. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Takes it from the gun on third down. Makes the grab. It's
this weekend.
He'll get a fresh set down stop at the 31-yard.
You see what I'm saying? So to my point, why can't you allow Jason to come on and have so much strong opinion about Stephen A? Why? It's because it happened to Carmelo when Stephen A went and talked about
this situation, you might see a shot play.
People to come on your platform and control how it goes. You only can allow them to speak their truth, how they know their truth to be. And if you can respectfully say, this is true. So when Stephen A says, that he was a lie. I'm going off of what he's saying. I know him as a person. Let me say it like this. I know it was a lie. And I didn't know if it was true. But you
pick up on the ground here to keep this drive moving
to speak their peace.
No matter what uniform the Ducks are rocking, they are blessed for success on the ground. And
that's who they are, right? They're dressed for success. They run the football.
He said someone shows you love has you twice a week at least. You don't bring the show and player gets to talk shit about that person. That's not G at all. Loyalty is at a minimum these days. Do you guys think Cam made a mistake bringing Whitlock on the podcast?
It's the easiest way to become while you're watching games. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on 2 or more players and you lock it in. That's it. Switch things. You can also pick teams now. Winner, spread, total, all in the same night. Team picks are live in 30 states, including California, Texas, home state, Florida. Get the $50 in lineups.
Hey, Brian Pitts. It's good to be right. Didn't make a mistake in bringing Whitlock on the podcast. He made a mistake in how he conducted. That's the deal. But I think a lot of athletes turned interviewers haven't necessarily put in the work of being an interviewer to not make that same mistake. Shannon Sharpe, I think he's one of the best interviewers right now as it pertains to getting clicks. He has the highest watched interview ever on YouTube. I mean, kudos to Shannon Sharpe. Absolutely incredible. The dilemma is, if you challenge somebody, if you not check somebody, and if you stop fact check somebody, then you're quite literally just platforming someone to spew ignorance without being checked. I agree with GM in that, like, you need to let somebody get their thoughts off, but you can't let somebody get their lies off. Somebody can't just come on your platform, say whatever it is they want to say about someone that you would call friend, and you don't challenge it, you don't investigate it, you don't dive deeper into it, you don't say, hold on, let's look that up real quick. Even in the middle of the show, somebody brings up a fact or a nugget or anything, Care Bear behind that laptop's gonna get the searching, gonna get the Googling, and gonna get the checking me real quick. I said, I'll show Scoot is 5'8". He's like, let me check. He might be 5'10", he might be 5'8". You're not just going to let someone on your platform say whatever they want about somebody you care about and not at least investigate it, not at least dive deeper, not at least like challenge someone. And so to me, that's where Cam fell short. I think Cam's incredible at what he does. Cam's one of the most entertaining people on TV right now. But you can't just let Whitlock come out there and say that Stephen A. Smith is lying about his basketball career. Stephen A. Smith is lying about the New York Times bestsellers. Stephen A. Smith is lying about this, lying about that, lying about this. And you don't make him prove it. You don't fact check it. You don't have a researcher or a producer. Hey, can y'all check that in the back? Like, you can't just platform someone to come on.
Let's say this part, because I don't know if we can. That is tricky though, because Stephen A. I mean, he brought you on First Take. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? You've been good at that. Your pocket's doing really well because you're good at what you do, but also I think being on First Take helps you out. That's like if you know, on podcast and bring Kevin. And first thing we said, look, man, I know you don't like this, you don't this or not. We don't talk about this. I bring Debo on. Look, Debo, my man.
He's stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second.
As soon as the man presented for me, so
after the break, they'll go back to
Cam, because I think Cam is a genuine person. I don't think he's looking for certain things. I don't think he needs clickbaits because Cam is clickbaits himself. You know what I mean? But I do think he probably should just did that a little different. He should have told old boy, look, I know you hate on Stephen A. for sure. Let's not even talk about it. I work with him. He got the first take. That's something.
That was the crunch.
No doubt. And you know what?
Problem is like, yo, why are you doing that? Like, what did that do for me or you? Because Cam bringing on Jason, what that don't do nothing for you?
Every single week.
That's something for him. And I think with Stephen A., it's like, yo, to do that, put you on the show. When you go to work, and it's like, he gonna leave you like, yo, what's up? And you don't even want to play that game. I think Cam's a solid cat for this. Probably should did a little differently. You know, because Jason Whitlock, that's what he does.
That's what he does. The media game is interesting now because I think Cam is smart enough to realize Whitlock, Stephen A. is going to click. As long as Tom will bring on Whitlock to talk about Stephen A. Whitlock doesn't have another platform to talk about Stephen A. When Whitlock talks about Stephen A. on his platform, still nobody watches. So, like, Cam realized, no, if I give you my platform, it's going to kick up dust. And it did. Stephen A. responded, Whitlock responded, Cam responded, we responded, everybody's responded. It's a slow news season right now. Sports ain't no NFL news right now. NBA,
right now,
it's 3 weeks to the end of the NBA season. Like, it's a slow season right now. Cam, I think, is just being a business person saying, this is a business move I'm going to make. Who's around the scene is like, if you put somebody on his pod just to talk mess about me,
and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, we should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've
He's well in his right to bring it in that he wants to. And I can get where he's coming from. The thing is, though, too, kind of like you said, if the basis of your conversation is on his hatred of someone that you know you work with, I think that's a little much. Can do or can either grow.
We're going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines.
It's more of a
get lined up.
Questions be up. Like that. Like that's a question that you asked Whitlock to talk about. I think that is a little crazy, just to me.
He's brought down.
Jason Whitlock on the podcast. He's built that platform of his own. He can do what he wants to with that platform.
How can you say that in the sense of, like, if Whitlock is publicly called,
man who's put millions of dollars in friendship and a platform in your pocket for his career, you're going to publicly call that man a liar, publicly call that man mentally ill and all these different things, and you're going to kill him just to let him do it. Shows the light. That's what I have to take. So not only you can also fact-checked it and edited out or deleted that parts that were lies.
Like before, it could be like two friends beefing. You know both of them. At the end of the day, it's going to be a situation where
just a short pass to the tight end.
It's a shady point. You should just
and he's able to shed one tackle, but still
people
very short
don't like me.
Yeah.
I just talk. Like, shady doesn't be you. He has private conversations to the left. He has private conversations to the right.
Yeah.
He checks me.
A little release to the back.
It is what it is.
Right at the 21-yard line.
Something that, like, I don't know, you're going to just, like, judge Cam harshly for it. If he feels it was a mistake and doesn't want to do it with someone else that he works with in that type of situation again, then I can understand him making that decision moving forward. But I think it's
trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head.
So I think it's like Stephen A. has shown him love and have him and getting your little enemy trash bigots to give his takes about sports or whatever it is. If that's what you want to do, I wouldn't do it. But like if that's what you want to do, then asking him questions of beef with that person, I think he'll have to draw the line.
They're like, yo, if you want to put you on, and you got beef with this dude, right? I ain't mad about that, but then if you bring him on your side,
he went up top to pick up the last first down. Let's see what they have here.
When Stephen A. first sees the airs, the episode, and he sees Cam, like, how does that conversation happen? It's like, what you doing? You don't look at dude like that. Like, and then if I don't like him, you say you can't bring him on, but that's your platform, correct? But why are you talking about me? Big up. You know what I mean? That's part of just that. Let's see King has response to it. Yeah. Is that the only one he said?
That's yeah, like, Shady hit the nail on the head for me. It's like, why y'all talking about me? The young things that we're y'all talk about. Why y'all talking about me? Trey chime in with
I'm a little bit conflicted because Stephen A. didn't even really seem to take issue with the fact that he had a show. It was more so that he just didn't grill Jason Whitlock. So to that point, I don't think Cam is, he has a job. His job is now to podcast and host and be an entertainer and all of these things. Now, there, of course, are lines of morality that you cross and don't cross. If he feels like he and Stephen A. had a relationship enough and, strong enough, solid enough to be like, to have somebody on that show, and all Stephen A.'s ask was, now he even talked about it beforehand, but if all Stephen A. wanted was to be like, if he says some flagrant shit about me, call him, and make him tell you, okay, where's the receipt for this? as your mans, that's the bare minimum. Like you could and should do.
And that's really your story at the end of the day, yes.
I have seen that from Cam, but to just say, no, you can't have him on the show. This is still Cam's job. He got to eat at the end of the day.
Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And it'll be a touchback.
You can't control how it goes on your platform. You only allow them to speak the truth or how they know their truth to be. I think
Let's see if they can pull
actions that you did for the reason that we saw
with the back.
We have a dilemma in life because there is their truth and there is the truth. And when you can find the truth, I don't care what your truth is.
Right.
Because what Jason was saying about Stephen A. Smith, there is the truth. What Stephen A. said to you in a conversation one time, that's your truth, that's his truth. But like, Stephen A. Lying about this, there's the truth. Stephen A.'s basketball career, there is the truth. Stephen A. And the climb to being a journalist, there is the truth. So
fourth room. That's the
truth. So you can't just say, oh, let somebody come out there and speak their truth. When there is the truth. If I can find the truth, I want to give it the truth. Everybody gets the truth. Something's a lot. And we can't masquerade somebody's ignorance under the guise of it's their truth. Because eventually, it's just a lie. It's a lie. There's the truth. There's an objective.
And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So
works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. And the Buffaloes moving quickly to the line.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball. Close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field.
That you did because you knew that, like, what
he was blinded by the ends and didn't worry about the means of trying to get everybody to get their look. And then that just, when you go for the pot of gold and don't enjoy the trip, you know what I mean, across the rainbow, it's not going to matter.
So this, if y'all were in Stephen A's position, would y'all take that as like disrespect, and would you not?
Hell yeah.
I think it's a two-point moment. I think Nick Cam is relatively new to this. He didn't go to school to be an interviewer. He didn't, all these things. Either you told me out, y'all,
plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some
you know what I mean? So,
but the dance from Atlanta, man. You think he'll know this?
He's from Atlanta, man. I think he don't know what. Bring my man on and let him talk about it. I mean, he's training on first down. He's from Atlanta. You think he think it's cool to bring? That's what I'm saying. Stephen A. told him he was cool. He just said, I'm talking about Stephen A. I'm talking about Cam. He's from Atlanta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game. I got to be able to throw you the football. You can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
See, the Atlanta thing, that don't mean
to the air on first down.
Okay. People say from Chicago, I know how to fight. That don't mean nothing. Yeah, I hate when people say stuff like that.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points.
I mean, either he knows or he doesn't.
You've seen the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys. That time on the receiver.
Yeah, Atlanta, I'm saying he's from Atlanta, but you know Cam. Like, he had a coach for him. He knows the football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't use a teachable moment, though. I don't think it's disrespect.
The exclamation point on that drive. Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that.
Happened to the day.
Man, they needed it. They had to have something to
birthday
go right. Let's still down. This is a great start to getting back in the ball.
Extremely.
And he tacked on the extra point. Fielded in the end zone, it's Fox. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
Miles or Julio.
Here comes the offense.
I wish them both. Guess me like better though.
Two-possession game now, and they'll be looking to find some cushion on this drive. Gives to the running back. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with second and short.
So you like the hood no more. So you like Menace Society better on Scarface, not a mob, boy. Mom. So you like Menace Society better than
So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short.
So you say Menace Society over good fellas.
The line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here.
To be honest with you.
On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down.
Mom shit like that shit be so. I'm beating up in the shaking like watch that.
You know they're running the football. It's not about who's getting it and where they're going. But this offense, it really didn't matter. Nice job up front. Nice execution. Picking up not only the one.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. The Ducks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Fox. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted. Big play, stops the drive. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives them the ball in prime field position at the 40.
Oh, so you started.
Fires complete. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing back wide receiver screens to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley and knock him down for a ball.
You do shit to them, which makes these things. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it was at different times though. So you just know what you know. It's like, damn, you feel like fuck. If I drop my ball, it's like I know what that ball do. So that's where John was at. That's why what made him come all the way in. That's when the pissing contest started, because I was honest and it was like, man, fuck. I know he went home and thought about it, man. He ain't even trying to use that torch like that. So he started coming all the way in. I'm getting my toes down. We outside. It's nice. It's so much. Like, yeah.
The play action fake.
Okay, well, see that's yeah. I thought you need to credit to you because you're in this situation. You are wrong because you got to this is serious.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this
football game.
They're trailing, they're trying to make plays. I like the decision making of the young man. They don't force the football. You already got to make big plays.
They ain't let you in there without no pass.
Getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that
You
last big
laughed
play
about doing these demonic things.
Yeah.
At the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Look, Paul, this is why you're like,
And after that, when
you
the line of
when
scrimmage to go
you
hurry up,
somebody,
defense has
their
to
DNA runs through your body. You act like Cal Henry.
They'll go to the air.
Look, you don't give a fuck like Cal.
Not what you're looking for.
You smooth with it like John because their DNA is running through your body.
Hey,
Like,
I'm both of them big home. Don't care about nothing.
because they go inside.
Fourth down, they'll try to throw
Yeah,
it.
they're like the bitches.
No, they're not acting like they're acting like the men. That's fucking a bitch who doing some wild shit. That's what they're after.
Saying, but they so used to doing wild shit to bitches. Why is everybody so shocked when niggas end up in a group chat?
Because you're that group chat is flash shit.
Yeah.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Collins.
Bringing us
Kevin,
both
what do you
in here and
got?
sitting us down like we some children. I said, well, thank you for
intriguing games this week.
Okay, wait a
Texas
minute. You
A&M
did this?
rolls
Yeah,
to victory.
I did.
Offensive
You ain't
muscle
said it.
I did.
reminded folks of the record-setting
Yeah,
days
yeah,
of Johnny
yeah.
Football and Mike Evans. Gig'em
Stephanie here. If y'all gonna talk, let's talk. I'm here for conversation. Let's be real. I'm a real bitch. I don't care. I'm here for the conversations. I don't like when conversations are said outside of my control and things are being put on me. You can't put a coat on me that I can't speak. I'm definitely always gonna speak my piece. Nobody's gonna silence me, and nobody's bigger than the program. So if we ever gonna have a conversation, that's cool. And I just don't respect nobody acting like I'm just the messiest bitch in the world, because I'd rather express myself on the internet when they a whole ass go on the interview and get paid to talk about me. Bitch, what my
Move the chains, keep this drive alive.
I feel like you the bitch.
And guess what though, Paul? When never in my life, as long as I've lived, have a girl that put me and another nigga in a group chat, I would have probably pistol with you over there. That's the funny part. I ain't laughing either. I was like, hey, you put me in a group chat with another nigga.
See, that's how you felt too. They both felt disrespectful. But once you think about it, you sit down like, what? You wanted me to call you and then hang up and then call you and then hang up and then call you and tell you what he said. I'm not finna do all that with you niggas, bro. Like, come here.
Okay, but still in all, Paul, that's you. If you turn the pussy down, you would have you would not. That's Paul on you.
Listen, my mama gave me this shit for my birthday, bro. I can't do nothing about that, bro.
Big plays
hey,
big
that's
games, man.
like,
It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing on concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
I can't take my stop against the win.
Hey, Paul. They DNA is so far on you, saying,
and it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line.
Hey, no, Paul.
Well, you just...
Let me give you some praise.
Out of the gun to get to the back.
Like that's what they good rappers.
It's not coming from them, Vern. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Bro, you gotta know who you're talking to. It's not.
They gotta get some points.
It's not. I've been rapping like this. I've been dropping songs for God knows how long before I even met them niggas.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation. In the fourth quarter, everything in your favor.
So you're a rapper, right?
Yes, I'm a rapper and an actress.
Okay, Paul.
A Guinness World Record holder. Made Guinness for the longest braid in the world. Stop playing with me. A nigga can never make it seem like I'm heard.
We got you fucked up.
They got me all the way fucked up. And it's so crazy for a nigga to even, that's why I was like, nigga, what? I just graduated from Georgia State University. One of the only, it was 596 graduates on that day. I was the only one who graduated American Sign Language interpreter, a black woman. Bitch made who famous?
Come on. Hey, listen, pause. You hope, hey, you question me. Hold on, but you I'm glad you made it because people will think you just like a girl. That ain't just a girl. Her stats. So when you want to keep running down your stats, go ahead, talk this shit.
Stop my shit. I hope y'all go watch Angel and Demon. It's out on Tubi and Amazon Prime. I just won Ace Award yesterday. Like, was invited to the fucking Oscars. Like, stop playing. Stop playing with me.
Okay, so wait, pause. This is good. We get to know you now.
This guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is
the biggest wrong today.
You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football.
He said, he said, there was some horse play.
Things a little more comfortable after that score and much closer to a win here in Week 5.
Is a laundry list of things. Let's
you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It did, Reese. You've got to make great
Skydive and Jason Cities. We need a
opportunities. You got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown.
Aiden Ross agrees to do an anti-Semitic touchdown dance. His brother's arrested for stealing an NBA Carter. It's a opposite.
Colorado has the ball back in the Buffalo with their team in prime position on offense. They'll start this drive with a pass.
Hey, just got the back over the middle. These allegations today are the more serious.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Number one sports concern. It's the easiest way we can while you're watching.
You see everybody sprinting to the line of
more or
scrimmage
less
offensively.
on more players, and they lock it in. That's it.
And he's
No
brought down
spreadsheets,
after a
no
nice
nonsense.
game.
If player picks on your
They've
thing,
got it
you can
first
also
and 10
pick
at the
teams
50.
now. Winner,
Man down on the
spread,
play as the officials
total,
take a break
all
and
in
let
the
him get
same
checked
now.
out.
Team picks are live in 30 states,
Quick screen
including
to the speed
California,
sideline.
Texas, my home
He
state,
snagged him, but
and
he'll be
Florida.
stopped
Most
short of the
importantly,
first down.
new
Good
users
solid
use
pickup
code
on that
SPEAKEASY. Gets you $50 in lineups.
This offense
Pride
looking
picks.
for
It's
anything
good
to
to be
cut
right.
into this big lead. The Buffaloes with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
And I would suggest that to some degree, Puka has taken the paintbrush and painted the target on his back, but Puka is becoming target. We've seen Puka get in trouble based upon things that he's done by himself, and then you've heard of accusations. But the problem for me is, how come so much controversy is circling you, Puka? Where there's smoke, there is fire. Again, it is an accusation, so I'm not going to suggest that Puka is guilty of anything that he is being accused of doing. However, his lawyer did suggest that there is horseplay, so that bite mark is something that lawyers, to some degree, actually did occur. But for me, Puka, you are of entirely too much value to carry yourself like you're carrying yourself. You are of entirely too much value to consistently be publicly drunk in all of these places where people are ready and willing to take advantage of you. Puka, you have to realize your value. You are a $80 million human being in the flesh right now. If JSN just got about 160 and stuff, you're going to get your 160. Puka, you're literally the embodiment of $100+ million. Act accordingly. I'm not suggesting that everything Puka's been accused of doing he did. What I am suggesting is, Puka, you are a dollar sign. And sometimes people can see dollar signs. So Puka, you have to carry yourself in the manner of who you're going to be, not necessarily who you are today. Who you are today might be a young 24-year-old kid, but who you're going to be is a multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire, depending upon the legacy that you build for your family. Act like who you're going to be, not necessarily who you are today, because trouble just keeps surrounding you.
All you can say is do better.
Yeah, I would say this. I'm not sure how much trouble I'm working in. I mean, a lot of allegedly this, allegedly that. It was true, was false. I don't know. That's what I will say. Regardless of what's being said about you, how people have their own opinion about you, you can be the richest person in this room, all of us combined. So, you know, my take on it is, he's a 24-year-old kid living a dream, right? Yeah, maybe he's doing a little bit, having too much fun. But what's too much fun? He's 24, right? So Josh was talking about having, what, 100 and... He's going to be the richest guy in this room combined 3 times over, regardless of what we think, right? I don't know about the biting and all that. I don't understand that part.